Hello, I'm Fraser Scarfe, Head of Education Delivery at the Royal Drawing School. Every year we bring together 30 students from different backgrounds to have 15 months of intense drawing practice and to build a community and to develop their own personal private practices. We celebrate the end of the year with a series of exhibitions, both at Christie's in central London and at our base in Shoreditch. I'm here today with Veronica Scarpati from Christie's to talk about some of the works that she's found most engaging.
My name is Veronica Scarpati. I'm a director, specialist, and I head the Works on Paper sale here at Christie's in London.
So Veronica, can you tell us what drew you to this particular piece?
So this work by Nell really stood out for me because I think it encompasses a lot of what I see across the show. This acute attention to materiality and also this novel approach to mark making. You have this really rich use of media. You know, you have fabric and oil stick and colored crayon, and it's quite fun to see artists exploring and pushing boundaries, incorporating collage elements and the adhesive tape in a way that you don't really see normally.
Yeah, it brings together a lot, and I think a lot of our students are looking to experiment with the materials that they use on the surface of paper, and I think this is a really good example of that.
I love the dynamic pose of this work, but I think what really draws me to it is the fact that the artist has used needle and thread to create form and line. It's so unusual to see, but actually so successful.
Yeah, it's just another great way of drawing. Very skilled, and the attention to the line is so specific through that slow form of making.
And I always find that with reduced materials, you're able to mine the depths of each material more because you don't have the noise of superfluidity, so you can really focus on mining the depths of each of the elements that you're working with.
So sketchbooks are a really important part of how our students think through drawing, and here we've got a range of different sketchbooks.
I always find it fascinating to see the sketchbook in comparison to the finished work.
Yeah.
And also just the intimacy of sketchbooks themselves. You really have an artist who's not trying to please a patron or trying to impress anyone. It's just them, they're natural, they're spontaneous, and you can really see what catches their eye, what they think is important, and what they immediately want to translate and record.
Yeah, they're such precious objects.
I absolutely love this self-portrait. I find it so frank and so raw, and actually quite confident for an artist to present themselves this way, especially so early in their career. This foot to me is everything. You can see how confident her mark making is. You can see how the foot doesn't have to be perfectly described in order to understand the shape and the movement of it. And also the fact that it immediately makes me think of German Expressionist works. I can't help but draw parallels to Kirchner, for example, in his portraits of frenzy.
Yeah, it's got that quality about it, hasn't it? It's so amazing to see what's just been done with a pencil in quite a quick way, but full of emotion and depth as well. You work day to day with lots of collectors. Is there anything in particular that you think collectors are looking for when buying from emerging artists?
Yeah, great question. I find that collectors increasingly are looking for emerging talent that's not afraid to push the envelope. And you really see that reflected in this show. This novel approach to materiality, this sense of using objects or materials or even found objects in a new way. It really strikes a chord with collectors because they know they're buying an artist who is willing to propel their work forward and perhaps really reestablish the canon.